Hey, what is going on, guys? It is the Nicholas Prostakis Chelsea Football Channel, and welcome back to the match reaction for Chelsea 4, Gent. Now it's over. Gent 2. So this brilliant game. Only thing I was really worried about in this game was the defense. Defensively, we didn't look that great. We conceded chances to them. They converted two of them. One at the very end of the game that I thought was very sloppy. I think that it was good play from Gent. Not don't let me get wrong, but I think that marking at the end of the game became horrid. I think the guys let off the gas after they had scored their fourth. They thought that the game was basically over, which you could say it was, but at the end of the day, you got to go to the end of the game. You got to play till the end. That's a given. That's something I was taught. No matter what the score is, the game's not over till it's over. You gotta keep playing. Otherwise, that was it. That was the only bad stuff. Beginning of the game, that the goals, the not the goals, the passing was a little lackluster. They started the game a little slow until it got to like about the eighth minute, and let's get into the goals. So you've got the first goal, Renato Vega, someone you would never say, I guess, to score the first goal of the game, but Mudryk picks him out, free of space. He heads it in. Brilliant first goal. Vega playing the inverted wingback role today. We'll get into how he performed in just a second. But absolutely brilliant from him. Way to get the first goal. Nothing much created chance for the rest of the first half, but no conversion. Otherwise, first half was very good. I thought defense was okay. They didn't really have many chances in that first half. But you get into the start of the second half, and you see us get a second pretty much immediately. 30 seconds, I think, or 40 seconds into the second half, DSSC plays a ball over the top. It's a little lucky that it gets to Neto after no one really touches it on Get, and he have volleys it into the back of the net. Good finish from Neto. That's now back-to-back performances. He's had a goal, so well, it's back-to-back starts, I should say, because of course he played in that last game on the weekend, but he didn't start. He came off the bench. So it's two back-to-back starts that he has a goal, which is big for his confidence. Then immediately, almost immediately, Gent come back. Probably 3 or 4 minutes later, they come back and get that goal, showing that they were never out of this game. Throughout this match, they looked like they understood that this was the biggest game they've played in how long? Most teams in this competition are going to play like that. And that's why I was mainly worried about, when it came to how we were going to perform in some of these games, because our team knows that they're the best team in this competition. They all probably know they're the best. But the problem is that these teams are playing Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea. They are going to go out and they are going to stay in these games all the way through. I saw something earlier that was saying the value of our team compared to the rest of the competition. The Chelsea Football Club right now is worth 1.6 billion. That's how much our player total valuation, net value is for all combined. The rest of the conference league, the other 35 teams or whatever it is 1.5 billion. We are more valuable than the entire conference league team competition. That's ridiculous. That just shows we shouldn't be here. We straight up should not be here, guys. So results like this have to be the norm. That's given. The results like this have to be a norm. But getting back into it, the first goal that Gent score is a ridiculous. It's not good defending. Four Gent defenders are wide open in the back post, and I don't know who crossed. I think it was Good Johnson actually who crosses it in the former Chelsea player's son. Good Johnson. I think he crossed it into him, and it was a free header. Jorgensen has nothing to do. Like he just watches it. As none of his defenders are even near the guy, Watanabe who scores. Then it takes a little bit for that third goal to come. Not too much time, but Nkunku gets his goal. It's not the most amazing goal in the world. I think the keeper thinks he's going bottom corner. Instead, he dives it, but then it just goes straight through his legs because he wasn't worried about it, and that's what Nkunku did. It's not a good goalkeeping in a way. And the same thing could be said with the fourth goal. The fourth goal from Kieran Dewsbury Hall is not it's not the most brilliant goalkeeping either. It kind of hits the goalie again as well. It's another thing that probably should be saved, but at the end of the day, it's not. And Kieran Dewsbury Hall gets his first Chelsea goal, and then we just talk about the last one. You get into the last goal, and it's just good play from Gent. And the Chelsea they're just lacking in the mental state at that point, and they're just thinking the game's over. The game wasn't over, and it turns into another goal. It's a brilliant goal from Gendelsman. I think it was Glensman, Gendelsman. We'll see when we get into the Sofa score. But overall, good result. Let's hop into the Sofa score review. So as we see, this is here the result 4-2. And then we obviously let's just get rid of this. Then you look at the left side. Let's start with the momentum, but it was obvious. We dominated this game pretty thoroughly the entire way through. Um, they had their chances to score. They took them in a way when they got them, as you see by their momentum. Like every time they had momentum, they basically put it in the back of the net. But otherwise, we were the attacking team throughout this one. We'll get in more into these stats in a second, but let's focus in on some of the guys' results here. So obviously, we lined up in that 4-2-3-1 structure with Renato Vega being the one inverting into that midfield. But let's get into overall results. Philip Jorgensen, in a way, you could say he didn't do well today. He didn't have much to do today. And the goals he conceded, they weren't, you can't really at fault him. On the first one, it's bad defense from the guys behind in front of him. They don't mark anyone. You could literally see 3 or 4 guys not marked, and they just allow it to happen. Like they're trying to play them all offside. Like it didn't happen. What they should have been doing is marking them, or at least somebody maybe playing in that area. And they don't, and they allow them all to be there. DCC played right back. We knew it was going to happen. What really saves his Sofa score rating is that assist he gets. He wasn't that bad though. To be clearly honest, let's get into the other center backs. Tosin and Badiashile were okay. Let's look at more into these stats. He was dribbled past one time. Let's compare, just because I was very, I wasn't sure. Interceptions, block shots, clearances. Okay, he's got everything more than Tosin has. Just has 2. They lost possession. Dude, he lost possession 12 times, Badiashile. Dude, losing possession 12 times as a center back is just, how would you even lose possession that many times? I mean, it's half of it for Tosin, but 12 times is like attacking midfielder stats. Well, let's look at I'm curious now. I'm gonna test that theory. We're gonna look at João Felix and see what his was. Um, Long ball percentage, it wasn't bad. Like, dude, both of these guys just made mistakes in this one. Tosin was obviously, in my opinion, better than Badiashile. I don't know how you could possibly give Badiashile a 7.2 in this game, but personally, I don't think that anyone in this game, except maybe 2 players, are giving more uh chances to get in that first team. Renato Vega is the first one. Man of the match performance today from Renato Vega. A goal and an assist. The 9.3 rating says everything. 2 clearances, 2 interceptions, 3 tackles, won all of his ground duels. He did lose possession 13 times, but when you're doing everything else at the rate, there's a difference between losing possession as many times as you do it for Renato Vega compared to when you are Badiashile. When you're doing this many different things, it doesn't matter. That does not matter. His aerial duels, he won everything. He had 4 key passes for a left wing back or left wing back. He converted all his long balls, converted a big chance. It was a brilliant game. This guy is a bargain. I feel like this guy, Renato Vega, is going to be one of the better transfers of this Todd Boehly era. He's already proved so much in his limited game time, but whenever he does play, he proves so much to me in the fan base. A 9.3 rating on SofaScore is nothing to laugh at, dude. Insane stuff. Now we get into this midfield. Cesare Casade plays another full game, mainly as that ball winning midfielder. He basically stayed in that role, completed most of his percentage of passes, only discompleted 2. Not many crazy results. He only lost the possession 6 times, but it wasn't a whole lot. He did intercept 3 times, had 1 key pass. Wasn't the most brilliant game from him, but he didn't do bad. I thought he was very solid. You saw Dewsbury Hall mostly getting into that spaces next to João Felix. A goal in this one, of course. And sometimes I thought he looked a little lackluster, but the second half I thought he was a lot better. Especially in that first half when he had that shot, he just put over the bar, just skied it. I thought that should have been a goal. But otherwise, I thought Kieran was pretty good in this one. You see, even by the 8 out of 6 ground duels, won a lot of those ground duels. Getting into Mudryk now. I thought Mudryk showed pretty good stuff in that first half. I thought him to be able to make that cross. I thought he made good runs. I thought he blitzed by his opponents a few times. For example, his passing was not good in this one, but I would have to see basically what his normal passes are anyway. Was pretty successful with his crosses and long balls. Wasn't very successful with his dribbles though. Um, Ground duels were not great. For example, look at this. So Mudryk lost possession 17 times. So Badiashile was 5 below him. And we'll look at João Felix in just a second. Overall, I thought Mudryk was okay. I think after he had gotten that assist, he started to slow down. Um, Really wasn't much else to put it for him. And I wanted to see now what Joao lost 14 times. Joao Felix only lost possession two more times than our center back. It just shows me that I don't know what Benoit does sometimes, dude. I don't know. But speaking about Joao Felix, I thought he was okay today. He looks his skills are brilliant, but wasn't the most outstanding performance of him in the middle. Definitely a guy who didn't really show enough today, in my opinion. But Pedro Neto, every time this guy is getting these starts, he is showing results. He's giving the results for Maresca. You see the five key passes. What else? Shots on target, dribbles. He made 2 of 5. He's even decent on ground duels. Again, he lost possession the same amount of times as Badiashile. It just keeps proving it to me why, like, it's just one of these things that he might need to be getting in the start, and Badiashile just cannot start because he's going to keep doing this. And then Kunku, I honestly thought Nkunku's day was very lackluster before he got the goal. They, in a way, it should have been a goal, but he got his goal. But you got to be happy. You can even see his passes were great, but he wasn't really getting in back in a lot. But he wasn't getting the ball at his feet too much. They were locking up Nkunku in a way, but he did end up getting his goal. That's really all that matters. Getting into the bench, only 2 subs. Mark Guiu, when he came on, he did have that one chance on net, but it wasn't really much. And then Tyreek George in his limited minutes and the 10 minutes he played, dude, I thought he was good. He showed his passing was good. He did take on dribbles. And you see dribble attempts 3 to 3, good stuff. Made all his passes, even won 3 of his 4 ground duels. I mean, really good cameo from Tyreek George. He's really proven himself. When he's came on there as Omri Gandelman, I was just curious to see who the goal scorer was for them. But you see, 70% possession. I mean, we knew going into this game we were going to have the most of the possession. So, not much else to say about that. 5 big chances there, too. We had more big chances, 20 to 9 shots. So we doubled their shot totals. More corner kicks by a country mile. We were the overall better team in both halves. Yeah, we actually had more big chances in the second half. So, yeah, it makes sense. You get a shots on target. I want to see this as well. 5 shots inside the box, dude. We had 17 inside the box. That's a crazy number. Overall, very happy with this performance. It makes it 5 out of 6 wins. Gotta stay confident. Guys look happy. They're smiling on the pitch. You saw them after the game, all handshaking one another, same with the crowd. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff. So let me know what you think, guys. I personally think this was a very solid start to our hopefully short life in this competition. Meaning not that we're gonna get knocked out. I'm saying I wanted this to be the last time we're in this competition in my lifetime. At minimum in my lifetime. I don't want to be seen back in this competition for whatever amount of time, dude. But at the same time, let me know what you guys think. I think it was a very solid showing from the team. Renato Vega, stud in this one. Absolute stud in this one. When it comes to other players, I think they could have done more. And I honestly don't know if anybody is going to be able to work their way into the lineup from this performance. I think that Maresca is basically using these cup competitions as rest for the main starters. Not that these other guys get chances in the lineup. I think injuries, it's good to get these guys rotating good to injuries. That may or may not happen. We've been pretty lucky so far with injuries. Only having I guess you could say 2 guys get injured in Lavia and Reece James. So I mean, we had Malo Gustavo for like 1 game, but at the same time, those are the only 2 guys we really had to suffer with injuries so far this season. I was a little ashamed or upset that Achiampong didn't play today. He wasn't even on the bench today. I also wanted to see Keanu Dyer come off the bench for his first appearance, but it didn't happen. Sadly, it did not happen. But otherwise, I was very happy with this result. Everybody should stay happy with this result. 5-6 is brilliant. It's brilliant stuff from the guys. 5 and last 6 is absolutely amazing stuff. You got to keep confidence going. Everybody's going to keep the confidence flowing. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you very much. See you guys on the weekend. Match preview tomorrow, probably for that Nottingham Forest game. Thank you guys. Peace. Peace.